want to present the amendments that everybody should have, to be brought back to the main item, number 59.
Okay, would the maker of the motion allow the amendments to come to the floor before we take a motion to delay everything?
I would to allow all amendments that are floating around.
There are amendments proposed to the existing administration ordinance, which actually the administration believes is fully baked and ready to eat, but we would like to take those amendments on the table so that the committee, the council members who are going to be negotiating this have them before them. So, Councilmember Boykins, you're presenting an amendment.
Okay, yeah, I said, I would like to present the amendments to be brought back with the main item, number 59, that's been passed out for July 30th.
An amendment has been received in writing to the existing ordinance from Councilmember Boykins. I have Councilmember Jacina is now submitted. And then, Councilmember Laster, did you have a
Yes, ma'am.
amendment?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I think every council member should have a copy of it. It's an amendment to add sections 46, 517 to the current draft. And I'm sure that the negotiating body will deal with that appropriately.
Item received from Councilmember Laster and then Councilmember Kubash.
Mayor, it's section 46, 501 scope. I'd like to take all the language out that has all that first language that deals with in a negative. It starts off in a negative. Just replace it with the provisions of this article shall not apply to transportation which qualifies as ride sharing. So that way it's in the positive and it's just simply understood. And then also in section 46-2 as follows. The prearranged transportation service means scheduled vehicle for hire transportation services, which is first initiated through a mobile dispatch service or transportation network company and internet-enabled smartphone application involving the issuance of a trip confirmation in advance of a vehicle for hire, rendering transportation services to a prospective passenger. Thank you.
I'm assuming we're looking at these two pages that do not have.
That is correct.
Council members, you have Councilmember Kubash's amendments. They have been submitted in writing. Are there other council amendments to be considered? There are no other council amendments to be considered. The motion before us is to delay the main item and the amendments as submitted to the July 30th agenda, unless Councilmember, a date certainty will come back on that date unless Councilmember Green advises the administration that it is ready to move prior to that point. Councilmember Laster, you have a question?
My motion was for the 30th specifically. My motion amendment was for the 30th specifically because I will be out of town the prior week. I want to make sure that I'm available to be here.
The motion as amended was up to, well, we picked a date certain, but Councilmember Green wanted the flexibility to move something that was.
Well,
There may be other council members with travel schedules.
I understood
My
that you would
councilmember
ask
you.
me, I understood you asked me the question if the 30th would work. I said, yes, it would. I would be back in town at that point in time. So any point in time before that, if you happen to schedule it during that week, I can't vote on it. So I'm going to protect my right to vote on this.
If Councilman would yield, I would note for the record that we would not take a vote on this issue unless you're in town. We would not schedule it. So say for instance, if we finish a month before our attendance, a month before time, we're able to get it done that quick, then we would still move forward, we still would be in town. But I will not schedule, I will make sure that we wouldn't schedule your
Councilmember, would you yield?
Yes.
Is there any objection to just actually scheduling it for the 30th?
Well, the only issue was that if we were able to finish prior to, if the parties were able to agree or we negotiated the impasse prior to, then we could move the item forward before.
I guess we can, Mayor, point of order, I guess we can agree that you won't have the vote if I'm not in town, right?
Can we do that?
It's a pretty special motion.
Can you do that?
My agreement was for the 30th.
You can agree, but
Would you agree to the 30th?
That we would not have it on the 30th?
No, that you'll have it no earlier than the 30th.
Council members, I would suggest that in that case, the better motion is for the 2 weeks, and you can always delay it again, but with a date certain with the opportunity to move forward is going to be very helpful to the negotiators.
Ma'am, I thought you asked me if the 30th would work. I said, yes, the 30th would work.
I just had to pick a date. 45 days falls in between council members, council meetings, that's why we had to pick a date certain.
Well, then again, I guess we go back to the question, is there a way to protect the ability for me to be able to vote? Because I'm telling you, I will not be here during the week of the 23rd. Can we honor that or not?
I think we can honor it, but I don't think we have to put it into a formal motion. I think I've given public assurances that we did not vote on that particular date. We know you wanted it to be in town, and there's no way that I would make a recommendation to bring it forward if you're not.
Well, council member, do you schedule the agenda?
Council member,
No, I don't.
I think we're getting into the respect that your colleague who said that he wouldn't bring it forward without you he will not bring it forward on the, what was it, the 23rd.
I'll accept that. Thank you, council member.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Cohen?
I'm sorry, but I need to get something clarified, because everybody here really has a stake in this. And I have a vacation schedule at some point, I'm sure other people do. I'm not sure that I think that it's fine to be sensitive to individual members, but the fact is, I think we have to have a date certain. If we don't, we're gonna be sitting here playing with everyone's vacation schedules and being sensitive to everyone. There's 16 of us at the table. So if we're gonna make it July 30th, let's make a date certain, July 30th, and you can just talk slower during the negotiation.
The motion before us is to delay the item for consideration until July. It's not a referral back to the administration. It is not coming back to the administration. Administration has concluded its negotiations. It is a motion to delay the item until no later than July 30th. It will appear on the July 30th agenda unless the Councilmember Green notifies the administration that it would be ready to move forward prior to that. Councilmember Boykins.
Mayor, question, did I need to withdraw my original motion?
No, sir, his motion would supersede
Okay.
yours.
No, that's fine, and I just want to be clear about that. And let me just remind our colleagues again, Mayor, I have all the confidence in Councilmember Stoddard and Green to get this thing done within 45 days, or whatever length of time it will take. Councilmember Cohen was absolutely correct about, we all have vacations. And there are 16 council members, and I think, I have been on a vacation in two and a half years because of what my schedule has required me to do. I just want to make certain that we move forward and think about what's best for the city of Houston. Whether I'm here or not, I'm not going to hold up the process. We need to get this thing going. I'm looking forward to the report to come back from Councilmember Green and the recommendation and Councilmember Stoddard to give us some guidance on what's important and how to make this thing work. So I just want to be on record saying, Mayor, we all need vacations. I know I desperately need one. My wife begs, talk about it every week. But I'm not holding back something this important based on my personal agenda and what's important to me. So I just hope you guys keep that in mind this summer. But let's get this thing down the road, and I'm looking forward to getting a report back from Green and Stoddard.
Mayor, I want to call the question.
Motion to call the question. Is there a second?